everyone, welcome back. Fubar here, and today we have an exciting topic for you. With me today is 44 Mag, my good buddy.
Hey, what is good, friends?
So today we're going to be discussing, for you players who are the new players in Warpath, what units we recommend for you to first start out with, so that way you can learn the game and be very successful, get some high kill battle reports, and enjoy the game to its fullest extent. Without further ado, I'm going to start it off. We're going to each pick a unit at a time, and then we're going to go from there. So to start it off, I'm going to recommend the light tank, which Mag is going to be able to elaborate further on because he actually uses one and is very damn good with it. But right off the bat, reason why I recommended the light tank is because it has stood the test of time. It's always been part of the meta in some form or way, and also you get free gold plus parts for it, just maxing out the Liberty Camp specialty right underneath your assembly workshop. You can pull it up right underneath your camps, and you can see your progress there.
Yeah, the light tank is for me is the new medium tank, meaning that it's almost a complete versatile unit. However, you just need to be aware that every time you go into combat, you lose unit quite fast. So you have a lot to train, but you also lose a lot in combat. So you just have to adjust your playstyle as you do some quick attack, like guerrilla warfare. You attack quickly and you retreat, and you rinse, you repeat. You cannot go toe-to-toe against a group of helicopters, even though the light tank counter helicopters. You still lose a lot of units. So as long as you know the strength and weakness of this unit, you can do amazing work with the light tank, hitting reserves, hitting the supply line, bothering the enemy behind their defense. I mean, the light tank is amazing for that, and also blocking bases from deploying. I mean, the list goes on and on. Light tank, a true wonderful unit in my book.
Yes, it is. The light tank also is one of the two units that actually has Air Force, the ability to attack Air Force. And it may be very light, but this is very good for charging your officer tactical skills as well. And also, the light tank does phenomenally well. Like Mag said, with guerrilla warfare, it is the fastest unit in the game, and it does extremely well.
The next unit will be the medium tank. The camp doesn't matter, as each camp have their own medium tank. Just remember, as a reminder, Liberty Camp is speed, Vanguard is firepower, and the Martyr's Watch is durability. So they're all pretty equal in my book. Go with the tank that you have the most part. I've used to rock the Vanguard medium tank, but I know the Liberty was one of the most popular unit because of the speed. And the medium tank is kind of the universal unit. It's good for pretty much everything. It's good against the tank hunter. It does fairly well against the heavy tank. You have the added speed. It counters the light tank. I mean, if you don't know what unit to choose, go with the medium tank. It's a safe bet.
Yes, I was a very, very big medium player when I was first starting out. Now, keep in mind the differences of these units. I'm going to give a quick rundown on them. The Liberty has a fast reproduction and a high speed. So that means you have faster movement on the battlefield, and you reproduce your units faster. Now, Vanguard has firepower and fast reproduction. However, Martyrs has a self-heal capability, but a slower retrain speed. That is the major difference between these. And all of these units also, along with the heavies, become the MBT unit. All MBTs also have the siege ability where they do extra damage towards fortifications. Now, the next unit that we recommend is the RL. The RL, like the light tank, you get free gold plus parts from just completing your mastery of the camp, which you can do through officer missions or just building units of that said camp. Now, Once you get max that out, you get gold plus parts for the RL. The RL is the very first artillery unit you get introduced to in the game. It also is the highest mobility unit next to the light tank, and especially out of all the artillery units. Its main drawback is its HP and damage resist factor. It is a very squishy unit, but it also puts out a lot of damage, and it does the most damage to fortifications out of all the artillery, with a 350% fortification structure percentile. Now, I am not a master of using the RL, but back in the day when RL was a very big deal in a meta, Mag was very proficient with it.
Yeah, the RL, it's kind of high risk, high reward unit, meaning that you can do a lot of damage. However, if you decide to stick around for too long on the battlefield, you will get targeted, meaning that you will lose a lot of units fast, even faster than the light tank. Only a few hits and you're almost half dead. You have to be careful about that. So my best tactic that I recommend is don't wander too far away from your base. Use the RL as a defensive weapon to counter artillery. You will do fine. If you go too deep in the enemy line, you will get picked off by bombers, light tank. Mirror is literally at the bottom of the food chain. You can do wonders with it if you know what you're doing. And by the way, if you decide to go with the rocket launcher, your next upgrade or your best upgrade will be to go with Antonina as your main officer on this rocket launcher to gain that extra grid range. A 3 grid range is too small. 4, you're getting there. It now becomes a better option, better unit. But just keep in mind that the mobility is on your side, but the lack of durability is almost like a liability, meaning that it doesn't forgive. You need to be extra careful. You need to look around, make sure that nobody is targeting you.
So you're pretty much a blast cannon with no defense. You need to highly micromanage it, and you need to be coordinating with your alliance members, keeping air cover above you, and if not, protection if running it in a rally.
But once you master all of this, once you know exactly how to use the rocket truck, when you know how to time the tactical skill, when you know how to time the attack, you can be the most annoying player on the battlefield. The potential is there. You just have to watch out for your enemies.
On to the last unit that we recommend. Recently, in the last couple of months, infantry has gotten a very big buff. Now, the long-standing joke of infantry still stands, but it's rapidly changing to this day. Infantry used to be completely useless. It was just a waste of reserves and time. They did no damage. They died really quickly, and now they're almost unstoppable. These are very good units. They're good for team-based deployment, depending on the camp you choose, which we will discuss right now. Liberty gives you a smoke screen. It doesn't provide any additional buffs towards allied troops, but that smoke screen. That smoke screen does is it delays the officer tactical skill and also their firing. It may also reset the firing as well. I've noticed this myself firsthand. I use the Liberty Infantry myself. Now, Vanguard Infantry gives a firepower buff to all units within 2 grid squares. As long as they're allied with you, and if they're in a rally, they're gonna have that buff as long as they're within those 2 grid squares, which is the cover effect. Now, for modders, those said units will get a damage resist, and it's not hugely significant, but it can be boosted with Everbloom and Lonesome Star, and you can even apply that buff onto the Liberty unit if you need to by using these 2 officers. Now, the gameplay with infantry, why we recommend it to newer players, is because unless you're moving your unit, it is very hard to kill. If it's not in bunker mode, it's an easy target, but once it's in bunker mode, it's almost impossible to kill unless it's swarmed. Anything you want to add on to that, Mag?
No, you said it all, brother.
Another great thing about the infantry unit, you also get very frequent parts when pulling from the paratrooper event for infantry. And also, you can unlock one of the best officers for infantry completely free to play through just doing officer missions which is White Wolf. I use her. Her AoE damage is no joke. She does a ton of damage and is totally worth the investment. So that is going to be it, my friends. We have 2 amazing Discords. Mag's part of the Fubar Lounge. If you want to talk to him directly, you can through the Fubar Lounge. We also have Warpath Lounge, where I am. If you want to talk to me in either Fubar Lounge or Warpath Lounge, you may do so. I answer all questions and I am not afraid to reach out. Okay, but keep in mind, my primary language is English. So if you can, please translate it. That has been a very common problem recently. But I'm always happy to hear from you guys. We are here because of you guys. We do this for you guys, and we are overly happy to have you with us on this journey. Now, Mag's link will be in my description down below, and I hope everyone has a happy new year. Stay safe, be responsible, tell someone you love them. We got your 6. Peace.
See ya, friends.